everybody. We are so excited to kick off this session. We're going to go ahead and jump in, and I know you'll be joining the waiting room as we go. So we've got co-hosts that will monitor that. Is my sound okay?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't have earbuds in tonight because I'm streaming on Instagram, so I needed to be able to have it audible there. So let me just make sure we're in our oil community group. Yes, we are. All right, I'm going to start sharing my screen, and girls, if you could just watch the waiting room. We will come back into the Zoom room with you guys at the end to take any questions you have. This is a really nice opportunity to be able to ask anything you've ever wondered about when it comes to sharing doTERRA and earning commissions, or even playing at level 2 and building a business. We're going to go through all of the meat with you guys tonight. We're going to keep it to an hour, and we will record this. We'll send it out probably by Friday. I have some business travel. I'm leaving early in the morning on a flight, so I won't be able to get the recording out right away, but we will have that to you. So let me hop over and share my screen. Okay, so on tonight, I have some of my favorite doTERRA people on with me to do this presentation tonight. They've actually all been doing this business for years, and they have different insights to share with you guys, and I'm so excited for you to learn from them. The only person we actually don't have on tonight is Meg Terzes. She is away doing a little bit of business and travel and pleasure and all the fun, so she can't jump in tonight, but that's okay. We will take good care of you. So before we get started, type into the chat, what are you hoping to learn about tonight? Because this, we could take this in whatever direction you guys want. There's a lot of different opportunities in doTERRA. We often say choose your adventure here, and you're going to learn about specifically 2 different avenues when it comes to sharing the product, sharing this lifestyle, and earning. But what we want to open up with is just a thought process around what in the year of 2023, what could this look like for you to have greater stability when it comes to your health and when it comes to your income? This is an opportunity that intersects both of those worlds for you. And you're going to learn why doTERRA is such an appealing opportunity and company to partner with tonight. But what would it look like to maybe even look at this on a deeper level and think, doing this as a business and helping people in this way, does that align you from the heart with the work that you're doing? I think this is becoming increasingly important in our world, where we've had a pretty big evacuation from the workplace over the last few years. There has been primarily women have found themselves home and looking for opportunities to share things that they love. Maybe you've shared products you've loved in the past, like an affiliate. We're going to go into a little bit of that tonight. But this is also an opportunity for you to really find a home when it comes to the health and wellness space. So what we're going to go through with you guys in the next hour is what led doTERRA to become the largest and most trusted essential oil brand in the world, also with the largest customer retention. This is important whenever you're looking at a sales opportunity. You want to be part of something that has longevity, right? You don't want to just be part of something that's popping up and hype and is a flash in the pan and then is gone the next year. This is a legacy company that you're learning about tonight. We're going to talk about what makes this business opportunity unique. Again, you can make this your own and really choose your adventure. And of course, we're going to talk about how you actually earn commissions and even build out a level 2 type residual income stream if that interests you. And then what we really want to drive home for you tonight is our unique approach on our team that is a collaborative approach that makes this work very simple. Whether you're using this more as an affiliate model of earning, or if you're looking at a deeper residual income stream. Now, stick around with us till the end and use the chat box as much as you would like. We've got so many of us on here tonight that can help answer questions and such, but we'll prompt you throughout to just engage with certain concepts. And you engaging in the chat is your entry to win some prizes at the end. So we're actually going to be giving away a couple of our MetaPower sampler packs. These are so hot right now. This is a brand new system that has just launched October the 1st. And it is flying. And we're going to share what we're doing on our team. And we're going so big with this product line. So we want to give a couple of you an opportunity to try that. So we're going to give those away towards the end. So let's dive into what it looks like to share doTERRA and how we make it simple. And what we want to do is break this off into 3 different components when it comes to looking at an opportunity like doTERRA, whether, again, you're just wanting to share the product or you're looking to actually build a long-term wellness business. There's 3 things that become important when you're looking at something like this. And it doesn't matter what opportunity you're looking at. These are the 3 things you really want to pay attention to. What is the product? Is it something that actually solves problems, or is it just hypey, right? Or is it something that is so new to the market that you're just not sure what the longevity of it is? Essential oils have been around for so many years, and I can speak for all of us women presenting tonight. It is our main form of healthcare. We go the natural route before we explore with gratitude what is available to us within the modern medical community. But we look here first as a way to support our body, and the products you're learning about somewhat in this session tonight. And then we obviously have other opportunities for you to deep dive into product education, but they're built for the long term. You want to also look at the people. What type of leaders are attracted to this business, to this brand? I think that is something that will really stand out to you when you look at the leadership across doTERRA, not only within the leader collective such as us sharing with you tonight, but also within the ownership and the founders of the company. We're going to talk to you a little bit about that. And then obviously the pay. That becomes very important when you're looking at integrating any kind of opportunity. Does it feel a little bit too good to be true? Are they throwing a lot of cash and a lot of cars and founding bonuses and bridge plans and all this stuff at you to bring you on board? That's not a good sign. And what you want to be looking at is a company that's actually built with integrity and built for the long term. So I'm going to kick it over to my friend Susan Bursick. A lot of you on here know Susan. She's been around since year 1. And Susan's in the London, Ontario area, and she has a beautiful big community there. So she's going to talk to you guys about why doTERRA, specifically around the product. So I'm going to flip it over to her, and Susan, I'll flip the slides for you.
Perfect. Thank you, Ange. First of all, really nice and heartwarming to be with you guys. My oldest doTERRA friends and a whole bunch of new faces and customers. This is just a really special night to get together and chat about this. And I hope that you guys have something that lands tonight, whether it's one of the categories we touch on or just the whole feel. I can tell you guys truthfully, as I get really close to entering my 9th year in building this business, that it is a really, really special opportunity to have a product like this in your home. First, as a customer, I hope that you know that. I'm assuming if you're on this call, the oils are probably already in your home and there's been something that's kind of tugged at you to learn a little bit more about how to get them into other people's hands as well. So just want to say welcome and glad you're here. So obviously the product was the number one thing that drew me in first as a mom. 9 years ago when the oils were first introduced to me. It was really, really important for me when I was looking for a business that I could do from home so that I could be, available to my family first, but still have some financial independence. It was really, really important to me that whatever I was going to share was something that I was truthfully using and something that was having an actual impact on my health. And I don't know how many of you guys have gone through, a major life change, whether it's becoming a parent for the first time or maybe just outside family stress or a job. Sometimes our emotions really get rocked and we're not quite sure what to do with this change that we feel. And for me, that was like the overwhelming, new feelings that came with being a mom. And that was when the oils landed in my lap. And it was such a gift for me to be able to have the experience on myself first, take care of myself first, and then feel like I had a tool in my home to be able to share with my family. But just know that you are a customer right now of the largest essential oil company in the world. And with that comes a lot of gifts. We have the most tested, most trusted, most potent and pure oils. I know that if you have had at least even just one kind of mind-blowing experience with the oils that sort of like, knocked your socks off, that's coming from the pureness and the testing, because those experiences wouldn't happen without having a very pure oil in your hand. And these are obviously oils that are even being used by doctors and hospitals worldwide. So when you are considering a business that you want to actually share and be sustainable, having a product that you are super, super passionate about is key. So that's why we talk about the product first, above all else, the business, because of the impact it's having in your home. You guys know probably that, something that probably drew you to doTERRA was the transparency, the ability that you had to get access to the testing results, all the information that you want to know. Maybe you've had previous experience with other oil brands and it was just not something you could really get your hands on. I know for a lot of people, this kind of information really, really matters. So if you haven't ever explored the website called sourcetoyou.com, this is where anybody who has any kind of like science interest, or you're a questions person, or you're like, no, show me everything. I don't want to just read it. I want to get my hands in and really dig around. This is a really, really fun website to explore. You can, if you've got a phone handy, you can pick up the QR code there. And I think probably in the chat, somebody can type in the little website there, but this is where you can actually pull the numbers off the bottom of your oil bottle and get the actual testing report. So again, when you are thinking about a business that you want to be able to share with people and you're maybe feeling overwhelmed at needing to know all of the things about all of the oils, truthfully, what the people who have a trust and relationship with you are looking for from you is your experience and your stories and how the oils have impacted your home. But this is your peace of mind, where if you don't have a science background, or you're not, you don't have a background in healthcare, this is just a tool that you get to pass on to your customers for peace of mind, for them to explore. And it's just kind of there in your back pocket as a really, really cool tool for you to use in the way that makes sense for you. Okay, the product does what you want it to do. Now, if I were looking at a business that I was going to start talking to people about, or a product that I wanted to share with people, if I didn't really have a deep trust that when I get that peppermint sample in their hands, or when I give them that deep blue sample or that frankincense, if I had this feeling that they weren't going to have the kind of experience that I had, that would make it feel really icky to decide to do a business. And I can assure you guys, as I'm sure you know as customers yourselves, that the oils never let you down. So I want you to know that when it comes time for you to feel pulled to bring up a conversation with a friend, a neighbor, a family member who's, sharing a health concern with you, that you can have a deep sense of confidence when you say to them, hey, can I send this bottle of peppermint home with you? Or, hey, would it be okay if I popped a few samples in the mail to you? I know that this is something that could really, really benefit you now based on what you've shared with me. This is where the quality is so important for you to have a deep understanding, because 80% of the essential oils that are out there in the market are adulterated in some way. So what that means is a lot of times they are filled up with synthetic fillers. They're not tested. There are just fake ways to make something smell like rose or something smell like frankincense. And you may talk to somebody who's had an experience with essential oils and didn't get any kind of results. Maybe they're diffusing them. Maybe they just like the way they smell. But this is the piece where you can have a deep sense of confidence that if you are going to actually share your oils with people, that they are guaranteed that they are going to have the same kind of experience that you did every single time, because of the testing, because of the pureness, because of the potency, because of all that goes into making sure that every last drop of oil in that bottle is pure. Such a peace of mind when it comes to doing a business and sharing an oil with somebody. Obviously, heading into my 9th year of building this business, the blessings are like, you lose track of just how many cool things have happened. But these 3 pictures here just always stand out to me, because the oils came into my home when I was a young mom with babies. And so it's always an interesting time in your life when you're questioning, like, what do I do? I've got this new little human being who, I'm just trying to keep them healthy. And knowing all that I've just shared with you, knowing that the oils do what they say they're going to do, that they've been tested, that I could use them on my babies, was a really, really great stepping stone for me in building that trust with a product that I was going to sell. And as my kids have gotten older and, health challenges continue and emotions change as your kids become older, my boys are now 7 and 10. I still very much rely on essential oils for emotional support for both myself and my kids. So it's something that, likely your household will never, ever outgrow. And then, this picture here is my baby boy who is now 7, but I have such a deep love and appreciation for a business that is built around being a parent first. And I had the opportunity to bring my kids to almost any event that I ever wanted to attend for my own learning and for my own leadership. So if you're somebody who is like feeling like, gosh, I'm pulled between family, I'm pulled between wanting to do something that is for my own personal growth, this was always a business that allowed me to really marry both of my roles. I was able to be present with my kids, take them to doTERRA events, to trainings. And for some of you, maybe this is the escape that you need from your kids. So just know that having a business that can be built from home, if you have access to Wi-Fi, a cell phone, and your own experiences and stories, no matter what you have going on in your life, there are pockets of time where people are ready and willing to hear what you've got to share about your oils. And that is really probably the most fulfilling part of partnering with a company like this, is knowing that you've got a really trusted product that you get to pass along and you're not going to let people down with that. So I'd love to hear from you guys, since we've got, faces from years back and new faces, what your first wow experience was that you had with your oils. For me, it was having Wild Orange just in my hand at the right time when I was feeling incredibly overwhelmed with a baby and being pregnant, and I was running a home daycare, and it was just a new sense of like stress and emotional load that I had not yet experienced in my life. And getting a lid off of a bottle of Wild Orange into my hands was such an impactful moment when I was a new customer myself. So I'm sure you've had an experience like that I'd love to hear from in the chat what it was, because sometimes even sharing that one aha moment is a whole new door that opens for somebody else on this call, for them to say, gosh, I never thought to use that oil for that opportunity. So would love to hear from you guys. And I think I'm going to pass this over to Bex now.
Thanks, Susan. I think mine was peppermint. I have a hard time remembering sometimes because I too am 9 years into this. And as much as I love the product, it's the people 100% for me. And I think many of you, it's the pairing of those two things, really. I think what really stands out to me is the way in which all people receive the same type of invitation. There's this very level playing field with doTERRA, the invitation to do doTERRA as a business. And I think the attraction quality comes from the fact that you can share that this is a very ethical and sustainable company, and each and every one of the products are treated the same way. Everything that is sourced through doTERRA is done with the utmost consideration for the people on both sides of the bottle. So you are on the receiving side, and that means that the highest quality product is always intentionally going to be placed in front of you. So you are always a major consideration in everything that doTERRA does. That feels good, right? And on the other side of the bottle, there is a family, there's a group of women, there's a community, there's a farming co-op of people just like us who are also benefiting from the ethical and sustainable sourcing model. All of these people are treated so incredibly beautifully because they are paid fair and on-time payments. And this really inspires more and more people to want to become part of doTERRA. One, because they're able to support their families, and two, knowing that they're able to share the thing that they love with other people around the world. So it's this very ripple effect kind of thing going on with every bottle of doTERRA essential oil. The business model is so extraordinary because it connects people all over the place globally, 120 markets, where you're going to see a map in just a moment of all of the countries that are impacted by the work that doTERRA does. Take a look at this. This is a thing of beauty, truly. 45 countries, more than half of them are considered third world countries. So when you think about the people in those communities, the opportunity for them to partner with a company like doTERRA is pretty extraordinary. They're always being offered an opportunity to share what it is that they love. There's a lot of wisdom that goes into essential oil planting, harvesting, distilling, the whole bit. And the pride that comes with along with that is pretty extraordinary. And the fact that they're paid in a way that they're able to support their families, communities, and beyond is truly something special. It might not happen otherwise in some of these very remote parts of the world. These are real people just like us, and we have an opportunity through partnering with doTERRA, using our oils, and then also sharing our oils with other people to become part of that beautiful ripple effect. Now, millennials in particular, I'd like to say I was one, but I'm not, okay? But I really gravitate to this as well. I am hearing more and more often, especially as I listen to very young millennials or Gen Xers, that it's not like getting into a career isn't what it used to be. It's not about creating a space where you can generate more income and more of the splashy things. It's more about being part of something that is truly meaningful and something that is creating a movement that is positively impacting the world. It's the ripple effect, right? What we just talked about with doTERRA is that this is so perfectly embedded in everything that doTERRA does, everything that they stand for. Conscious consumerism is knowing that where they invest their money is creating a positive ripple effect. Ask any millennial, or ask yourself if you do fall into that category. When is the last time you actually purchased something and didn't wonder if you had a friend that was connected to that through an affiliate link? Or would this benefit somebody in my inner circle or their inner circle? This is what we're now being drawn to. We want to show support for one another and receive support from those around us. Millennials are also very, very interested in the environmental sustainability piece. This is a people thing. This is all of us committing to doing things differently. And this, through doTERRA, means using reusable glass bottles, committing to zero waste within the production process, our co-impact sourcing initiatives, and like we mentioned before, creating livable wages and using the concepts of regenerative agriculture, which I'm sure many of you are familiar with, but really committing to it within this business of accessing essential oils. I've had the opportunity to work with some really tremendous people. In fact, you know, the product is also what drew me in, but I was also, I think all of us who have been doing this now for a while can attest to the fact that the product did something for us, but you can't help but be mesmerized by the people that doTERRA is continuously magnetizing to them. Two such people in my community I wanted to call out briefly because they are these beautiful examples of what is happening locally, so local to me in my immediate marketplace, and someone who is building internationally, who lives and is growing, thriving really in a newly formed market in India. On the left, you'll see Zareen Barda. I believe Zareen is on the call right now. Zareen is growing a business in India, but I want to call something out. She has been engaging people in India for years now, letting them know and sharing essential oils and letting them know that doTERRA would officially be opening as a marketplace in the near future, which we committed to doing and which did happen this year. Zareen is now on track to becoming a founder in the Indian market. And we're not going to get into that tonight, but let me just say it's an extraordinary thing. It's extraordinary because sometimes you feel isolated when you're doing things in markets that are brand new. Zareen knew that she had an entire team around her, a force really. doTERRA has taken many of the members of their local community and planted themselves in India to be able to be resources for anyone that's growing in that area. The opportunity is alive and well for all of us, not just in the Indian market, but in markets all around the world. This opportunity exists for all of us. Being partnered with people who are ambitious is something that you will find with doTERRA. Being partnered with people who are willing to ask questions and really get involved in their individual marketplace is really beautiful as well. And watching Zareen grow, I wish I could be with her more often. We do get to visit, as evidenced by these photos here, but partnering and doing things over Zoom has led to this beautiful friendship, for sure, friendship first. And we have become business partners, and she is really taking off. And mentioning her is my invitation to you to know that you can build anywhere in the world. This is really a globally accessible business opportunity for you. On the opposite side of that is my friend Jen Jones, who is very local to me, who too is growing her business, who has just breathed brand new life into her business by inviting people into what she calls the holistic garage, which is her husband renovated the garage on their property. They invite people in, they do classes. It's this beautiful, extraordinary opportunity to invite local people to get familiar with essential oils. The beauty part in showcasing these two wellness advocates is that they too have become partners for one another, Jen helping Zareen all the way in India, Zareen helping Jen and offering insights right here in London, Ontario. This is the type of community that we create here in doTERRA. It is the people, the sisterhood around you, as well as the resources from our office, are something that I don't know that there's really words to put into that. So your business partners and your friendships they'll absolutely blow your mind. It's an invitation to really get social and really get connected to the work that you do. It's always about the people, right? Think about anything that you do in life. It's always the people that you remember. You can think of a job that you've had in the past and people say, do you miss it? And it's always like, well, I miss the people. That's because the people are what make the biggest impact. I want to show you another aspect of the people piece. doTERRA, as I mentioned before, is very committed to connecting with people on both sides of the bottle. These photos are an example of that. I had an opportunity, it feels so long ago now, but it was in 2000, I want to say it was 2018 or 19, one or the other, that time warp thing that happened. But in arriving in Guatemala, where cardamom is sourced, I very quickly identified with the fact that doTERRA doesn't just commit to people on the other side of the bottle. They get to know them, their families. They understand the needs in those areas, because when those needs are fulfilled, the people in the community are able to access parts of themselves they didn't even know that they could. The events that follow that, the ripple effect, if you will, is that we become very connected to what they're able to produce, the essential oils. This is a very touching tribute in all of these photos. Everyone knew one another's names. Everyone from doTERRA knew every farmer's name, every planter, every distiller, every harvester. Truly, truly heartwarming. So if you are drawn to the type of business where at the end of the day, when you close your eyes, you want to feel like you've contributed to a very deep purpose, let me just tell you, friends, it is right here. It is encapsulated in those beautiful oils that you use. There is a family, there's a woman just like you on the other side of that bottle. And the invitation is always there for you to partner with her, with them, and create something really magical in your own life. So, question to leave you with, and you can put this answer in the chat if you will. Dig deep on this one. What part of the heart of doTERRA appeals to you the most? All right. And I'm going to turn things over to my dear sweet friend, Colleen Newton.
Bex, that was so good. I just love that side of doTERRA, and the heart of doTERRA is really what makes us stand apart from the rest. So I am talking about aligning your work with your heart. I feel like this is probably why a lot of you are here, because you're perhaps looking for a change in what your work is in your day-to-day life right now, or maybe you're looking for an additional source of income. I think we all know that life has changed quite a bit in the last couple of years, and the way we look at how we fulfill our days, or how much we are fulfilled in the end of our days, is really important. And we're really zoning in on how we spend our time, and how we earn, and how we live our lives from day to day. So for me, and I think this will be the same with a lot of you, is that you start as a customer and you fall in love with the oils and you use them daily. And then you find yourself sharing them with anyone around you who will listen, because it really does. I often say this, it feels selfish to keep these gifts to yourself. So what I say a lot of times is that you are probably already doing this work without benefiting from it yourself, besides the benefit and the fulfillment that you get from helping other people. So when we're doing this work, we're looking for true alignment. We're looking for being able to do something that we're fueled with passion. We're looking to make an impact. And I think at the end of the day, what it comes down to, especially for me, is that I would be doing this work whether I was getting paid or not, because it really is that important. And we really have this opportunity at our fingertips to empower people in their wellness, just as we're being empowered by what we're doing with our oils just when we get started. So this, I'll just give you a little bit of a background on this photo. So we held an event at my house last year. This was our post-convention tour event, and this was just a Niagara gathering. For me, hosting events is the bread and butter of my business. I love it. I feel like social media is a great platform to share our oils, but for me, I love getting people together and experiencing the oils, because they can hear what I have to say and they can build trust in me through my social media and see how I live my life. But when they come and experience the oils in person, it is like a whole different ballgame. But what I do want to share with you about that too, is that this is how I build my business. But I think it's really important for us to know and believe that it's the authenticity part of this that makes this business so beautiful, because you are able to build this in whatever way feels right to you. And I think even as each of us speak tonight, you'll be able to feel our personalities, maybe see how we would run our business, maybe who we would attract, because we're all going to be the right oil person for someone. So don't be discouraged if there's like another oil lady that lives on your street, or that another oil mom that is at your school, because your people are going to be attracted to you, and you're going to do your business and build out your business in a way that is authentic to you. So the worst thing that you could do is leave this call feeling like, oh, I could never do that, because there's a reason why you showed up here tonight. And it's because you have this gift and this ability to share. So just know that we all do it differently, and you have an amazing way that you're going to do it on your own too. Okay. So I love this quote, because I feel like this is what for sure fueled my business and what continues to fuel it. I was looking through photos today, just as I was trying to share on Instagram to try and attract people to come tonight. And I often do get choked up, because I think about where we start and where we are now. So I'm 6 years into this business, and I feel just as inspired to share as I did from when I had my very first class. And it's because you look back and you see all the people whose lives you've touched along the way. And I think often day to day, we don't think about that. We don't think about that one person who we introduced oils to their life, and maybe, their emotional wellness is soaring because of it. Or maybe they feel just generally happier. I know for me, I generally turned into a happier person because I had kids who weren't getting sick all the time. I had hormones that were more balanced, and I had a home that I was breathing literally cleaner air. So we really have the ability to impact people in a very, very deep way. And the community that we have the ability to build over time is really something that we, I think, often take for granted and don't give enough props to. So these are just some of the gatherings that I've done at my home and some of the community that we've built. And it's really, really special to me. All right, next up. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the pay. So doTERRA has a brilliant compensation plan. You're going to hear about that a little bit more when Britt starts talking, but they're built for long-term residual income, and that growth comes over time, which is really, I would say, significant to doTERRA, because a lot of network marketing companies are built for fast growth. And oftentimes people get a bad taste in their mouth for network marketing because they are designed to grow quickly and not for the long run. But you're seeing us here tonight, you know, some of us are 9 years in, some of us are 6 years in, and we're still here and we're still benefiting. And we're still actually right now, and what you'll notice in network marketing, if you've been involved with it before, or as you jump in, that you definitely go through highs and lows. And right now is such an exciting time because doTERRA is always launching new products, but the new product line, especially now that we have at our fingertips to share with people, business is definitely doing well. And we're just continuing to grow over time. So that's really special too. Okay, so doTERRA also has one of the highest retention rates in the industry, which is 65%. And typically, most network marketing companies would be around 13%. So that's really, really great. They're also privately owned, which is really important because they don't answer to the man, they answer to themselves. And if you have the opportunity, which you will, I don't know if any of you here have ever attended a doTERRA event, but you'll know just by the way that they, even in the products that they share and just the groundbreaking information and the products, you'll see that they definitely run their own show, which is very important. And over 11 million customers worldwide, with only 10% doing the business. Now, this is also really important because a lot of network marketing companies are focused more on recruiting, which doTERRA is more focused on customers, which is great because we have a rock solid product and we know that it is the foundation of our businesses. Next up. Okay, so why direct sales? So for me, I love, and I'm going to talk about this a little bit more in the next slide, but I love being my own boss. This is like what's most important for me. I'm a tad bit of a control freak in my life. So I love being able to make my own schedule. I love not answering to anyone. I love just, you know, the world literally is your oyster. So you're unlimited. Your success is entirely up to you. Now that can be a little bit of, you know, you can sometimes see that as good or bad because a lot of times our businesses reflect our activity, right? So when you're showing up, your business is definitely going to show up back for you. There's a built-in business model, so no product sourcing, inventory, overhead, or shipping requirements, which means that your startup costs are also going to be very low. When it comes to your business, the only real requirement you have is placing your 100 PV order. So if you place that 100 PV order, that's really all the commitment. You know, there's no requirement to bring in a certain amount of volume. There's no requirement to teach a certain amount of education, but you'll find that that you'll just be wanting to do that anyways. There's a built-in education system and a community that is so supportive, not just in our own whole fit community, but in doTERRA as a whole. I know for sure you'll find that, especially after attending events, you'll build these beautiful relationships, not only in your own community, but even with other cross-line leaders. It's just the most amazing, supportive, loving community. You also grow a residual income stream where your time is not traded for money. All right, next up. Okay, so for me, when I talk about that I love being my own boss. So when I started with doTERRA, I had 2 young kids at home. I knew I didn't want to go back to my old job. I was a personal trainer and a nutrition consultant, and it was just like a time for money kind of job, right? Like you're paid for the time that you're there. And I just didn't want to take that time away from my babies. I just wanted to be at home. And it was just the perfect opportunity for me to hustle on nap times or work after the kids went to bed. Or I have many times where I was working with them on my lap or teaching classes where they were right with me. And that's part of it, right? It's part of building that community and letting all the mamas know that it's okay to do this around your family. And it gives you the opportunity to show them even how to use oils with their family. So I was just really happy to have that freedom to build my own schedule, make my own hours, and really decide, if my kids were sick that day, maybe I didn't put in as many hours, or if I had, other commitments through parenting them, but it was always in my own hands, which I absolutely love. Okay, so old model, hauling buckets, new model, building a pipeline. So that's what makes this a really great opportunity. So trading hours for dollars, that was my old life. Now aligning with a residual income company an opportunity. Before, a limit on advancements and earnings, right? There is no limit to the amount of earnings that you can have when it comes to doTERRA. Whereas if you're working in a company, there definitely will be those closed doors for you. Lack of time ownership versus freedom to choose your own schedule. And then building others' dreams versus building your own dreams. And as I keep saying, the world is your oyster, and really the opportunities are unlimited. Okay, so next up, we have some helpful resources for you. So the build guide is a great tool for you to download. You can also watch our compensation plan video, which is just 5 minutes on the 5 ways that you can earn. So, and what I would definitely stress here too, is to not get overwhelmed by, if you're not a numbers person, like don't get overwhelmed by the compensation side of things. Just share your oils, just enjoy that sharing, and all the rest will come naturally. So next up, we're going to have you share in the chat what part of this model of earning appeals to you the most. So for me, it was definitely the freedom in my schedule. Okay, so next up, after we see some of your answers here, we're going to switch it over to Britt. She's our compensation master.
Hello. Okay. Wow. So much goodness to follow. All of that from all of you. So many points. But one thing that I feel really overlaps into the compensation plan and kind of where I started. I had a very similar story, with Colleen, with young kids at home. I actually started when I had a newborn, my youngest was home. And I had my own business at the same time. And then I added doTERRA into it. And I just feel like it's just such a blessing. This business, I started my own business before and I had to pour money into it. This, a little bit monthly, not a whole lot. And I've gone through so many different life changes and life stages. And the one thing that remains constant is some months I can pour 40, 50, 60 hours a week because I love it and I want to. And some months and some weeks, it's I can only manage 5 hours. But my pay, now that I've been doing this for a while, it stays consistent and constant. Whereas, my fitness business I had before, it's if I didn't show up, we didn't get paid and then I was left with nothing. So, okay. So just to recap so far, from where we're at and where we're going, like I said, it is one of the most affordable businesses. You order your products 100 PV every month. And if you're all of us on this call or all of us that have spoken so far, you need to try the product. You need to believe in the product. We totally believe it and love it and can't get enough of the product. And so you're already placing that order anyways, because you're replacing a lot of the products that you've had in your home, right? You're swapping them out for other things. After your first year, you'll have earned at least 300 premium free products. So you're getting all these freebies. I think I have 600 points right now sitting in my cart with all this stuff that I could just be purchasing for Christmas presents. And there's just two different levels that we can choose to play with. So you don't have to be like all in, like do this full time. There's lots of different places that you can be at, lots of different stages, and that can change as well when you go through different seasons in life. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about like what that can look like. Okay. So level 2 is, or level 1, like just casual sharing. How many of you have purchased a product or gone somewhere or had a service done and you loved it? You love it. And then how many times do you like share that with somebody you know? Right? It's the same thing with doTERRA. It's like you fall in love with a product and you find something, and it's just like a normal thing for us to do, to share something that we love. Or when I started this business, I had really little kids, and it was like, if I can help another mom have their kids sleep better or not have complete meltdowns 24/7, or if I can boost their energy or their mood, like why wouldn't I, share that? And when you share that product with doTERRA, you can also earn it. And I know, like Paulina talked about this, like we'd be doing this even if we weren't getting paid for it, right? It's just kind of a natural, I think, like human being thing is to share something we love, especially if it's helping somebody else. So that's level 1. Like it's simply sharing with the mom you're sitting and watching sports with, or, the coworker that you're at, or somebody who you're commuting with, that kind of thing. And then level 2 would be building and mentoring a team to unlimited growth and earning potential. So the more you pour into this business, so if you take it a little bit further than just casual sharing and it's more intentional, you're having things on you that you can pass around, that you can share. Somebody's posting on social media, and instead of just kind of sitting back, you're being intentional and, connecting with them person to person, and then get into, how can you share the products that they can use. And then when you start to share these in a community, it just continues to grow. And then you like attract this community of people and this group of people. And then that just snowballs into an actual like business partners and it goes from there. So I added these two quotes and pictures today because this is something that, yes, I'm going to explain a little bit more about the compensation plan, but I really, really want to drive home this idea that like every season, your business, your business with doTERRA, that can change and it can look different. And no matter what circumstances you find yourself in, it can be a blessing to step into something new. So that first one that I put there, nobody can go back and start a new beginning, but anyone can start today and make a new ending. So I know over my 8 years with doTERRA, I have had a lot of starts and stops, like a lot of different life changes. And it's just choosing to step forward that next day. And maybe you don't know what that's going to look like, but doTERRA has this beautiful opportunity that you can do something that you love and you can help somebody else and you can be true to yourself and you can get paid for it. And then the other one is disappointments can be openings. And that is a picture of my 3 boys. They are much older now. But like Colleen, I brought my kids when I taught classes. My youngest, like I said, was a newborn. And I would have him sitting on a ball, bouncing, teaching a class, passing him around the class. And this picture in particular is we were actually, all of us, I think, or most of us speaking tonight, were in London speaking at an event, and I all of a sudden had nobody to watch my kids for the weekend, and I live in Niagara. And so it was like, okay, well, we're just going to pack up and we're going to go and stay in a hotel and they're just going to play while I talk. And they did end up on stage with me at one point, and like, that's totally fine. And I think I love it. Like, I love having that memory that I was able to have a business, that I was able to speak my truth and my passion. I was able to get paid for it. And I was able to be like this model for my kids at the same time and for everybody else in that room. And so saying yes when you feel like everything about you wants to say no, say yes. And like, that's when doors open. That's when, you know, you're creating your next step, and it's okay to figure it out along the way. Okay, next one. So let's get into specifics now on how you can actually earn with doTERRA. So when you first get started with doTERRA, the bulk of your check is going to be this first one, this weekly fast start bonus. So you can get anywhere from 5 to 20%. So if you enroll somebody new, so you share the products with somebody and they love them and they purchase them, then you make 20% off of that enrollment when somebody gets started. The person who enrolled you will make 10%, and the person who enrolled them makes 5%. So if you start to grow a community as well, and you have somebody that you enrolled who is also now enrolling, then that's where that rolls up and you would get 10%. Okay. So when you first start, you get paid weekly based on who starts their wholesale account with you, or if they jump into the business right away. That's where the bulk of your money comes from. Now, the second way to get paid is our monthly Power of 3 bonus. So you have the potential every single month to earn $50, $250, or $1,500 based on, you know, you get rewarded for bringing people into your community and for building a community. And for them, all those people you bring in, for them to then in turn also start to build their own community. So if you enroll 3 customers and they're on your front line, without getting too technical here, if they're placing a monthly order of 100 PV, okay, they're on LRP because they've replaced those products in their home, you earn $50 that month. Okay. If you go a level underneath that, so maybe you've enrolled more people and they're sitting below that level, or maybe those first customers you enrolled, maybe they're enrolling people already. Okay. If you go to that next level and you have 9 people under there also ordering every single month, then you can earn a $250 bonus. And if we go one step further and go to the third level, so now you're building this incredible community and people are replacing the products in their home and ordering every single month, then you start to earn $1,500 every month. Pretty powerful and pretty amazing. And it doesn't matter how long you've been doing this business, as far as like, you just need to start building that community. And then the third way that we get paid is monthly again, and this is our unilevel bonus. So this is where it kind of switches. So in the beginning, you always, like, your bulk of your check is that weekly fast start, and then you start earning more on that Power of 3. And then once you've been in this business for a while and you've grown this community, then that's when this unilevel bonus kicks in. And that's where that residual income that you hear, that's where this becomes the bulk of your money, what you're making as well. So as your team grows and as your community grows and gets deeper, right, and you bring more people in who now over time are ordering every single month, and they have people coming in, and it just continues to get deeper and grow stronger, you get rewarded for that. So it's not this like get rich quick kind of thing. You can definitely make money at the beginning, but this is where, like, these last 2 years, like, they've been hard. Last 3 years, right? They've been tough for everybody, no matter, you know, where you're at in life. And what we're seeing now is so many people are struggling financially. And this is like one of those beauty things, is that, like, I and several of us here, like, we have built this thing for the last 6, 7, 8 years. And thank goodness, like, this is where I am so thankful for month after month, because this is where most of my paycheck is coming from now. Okay, next slide. Okay, so just to break it down a little bit, because a lot of times when we're faced with, okay, what do? I need to make some more money, especially this time of year. How am I going to do that? Or I think I read a statistic earlier today, and it's like, people need an extra $500 to $1,000 a month just to live the lifestyle they were living last year. That's crazy. So many people are looking for an extra way to earn money. So if we break this down, like a part-time job versus earning with doTERRA, Okay, so your part-time job, if you start at minimum wage, approximately $15 an hour, you're working 20 hours a week, $1,200 a month. In doTERRA, when you plug into our like plug and play system that we've got going on, you can start earning $160 in your first month. Okay. It's not that $1,200, but bear with me for a minute. A total of $1,600 after 6 months. After 6 months, if you've brought 3 people into your community and they are also bringing 3 people into their community, you can be earning $3,400 per month by the end of your first year. Now, that will continue to grow, like I talked about before, with that residual income. Okay. If you're enrolling people and you're bringing people in and their community is bringing people in as well, and you're tapping into all of these resources, it just continues to grow. It's like a no-brainer. It's like maybe, okay, for the first few months in your part-time job, maybe you're making more. But if you hustle with doTERRA, you could also make the same amount if you really wanted to. But definitely, like if we're thinking like 3, 6, 9 months down the road, like doTERRA is 100% the way to go as far as having that part-time job, plus just all the other benefits of community and flexibility and, all those other things that the girls had mentioned earlier. Okay, so this is something that you can dive into a little bit more when we get off the call, is the actual like potential on where you want to go and how much income you can earn and what that kind of looks like. But obviously, when we start out, you're starting out with, a little bit less. But as you grow and as your community grows, and that just continues to kind of have this snowball effect. And no matter where you are in your life, no matter what you're looking for, there is a place on this for you. So if you're looking for somebody who's just, you're just wanting to earn that extra $500 because you need to support the lifestyle that you were having the last 2 or 3 years, then that, $500, just by sharing those oils and just by naturally, sharing with your community when somebody needs something, that's going to start to, earn some money and earn a little bit extra income for you. If you want to put a little bit more work into this, and if you want to actually, plug yourself more into our team, and if you want to start to build your own community and see if you can, make a go of this, you have that potential to like really think about like, do I want, to go on that trip? How am I going to pay for that? Well, this money could supplement that, or it could pay for who knows what else you've got going on, maybe a new car or a new house, or, and then you also have the ability, if you really love doing this work, and if you want to, partner your passions and your health with your business, which is incredible, then you have that potential to make this like your full-time business, your full-time job, and you can run with it. And it's like limitless on what you can earn. So usually about the gold rank, that's what the average like pay is in the world today, I guess. And that's just going to increase a little tiny bit every year. But when you're with doTERRA, like I had mentioned, it's limitless on what you can do and what you want. You basically, choose where you want to go. And then, you can figure out from there what you need to do to get there. Okay, so question for you to plug into the chat. But what if you just want to share casually and not build a business with doTERRA? Okay, so I am turning this back over to Susan, I believe.
Yes, thanks, Britt. That was awesome. All right, guys, we will keep this moving and make this really simple. The concept of being paid to live healthy. And the way I want to sum this up is, how many of you guys have been on social media and you've seen, a friend or somebody that you follow start posting a life change that they're making, or they share something really vulnerable about a struggle or a health challenge that they've had or something that they've been going through, and immediately you're kind of like glued in and you're like, I want to follow along. I want to see what's happening here. Something that they just shared is like something I'm experiencing too, but I haven't been brave enough to share it. That type of authenticity and vulnerability, I think when it comes to our health and wellness, is becoming just more and more common, that people are sharing how they're going through life and what they're doing to sort of up level. And so this is a really cool opportunity to take an experience like that, where we're trying to form bonds with people who are, like-minded, or we're trying to find those people out in this, busy social media world that want to do the same things that we do. And you would be really, really surprised at how quickly a business like doTERRA can skyrocket when you have just the courage and the braveness to share maybe why the oils made an impact in your home, or what it was that made you decide to become a doTERRA customer right off the bat. And your willingness to sort of share those stories with people as you are learning and as you're going and as you're kind of fumbling through, what it means to come up with an oil routine, really is what the people around you are going to be most drawn to. They are going to want to identify with you not having good sleeps and hearing what you're doing about it. And these are the things that actually bring you customers, is your willingness to be authentic about what's going on in your life and the tools that you're using. That's what draws people in. So this is a concept of you leveraging an opportunity to be paid to live healthy. Like, use yourself as the student and be the experiment. Let your household be the person, like the family that's going through the changes in the learning curve, and share that with people. We have a lifestyle of wellness. So there are so many different product categories, of course, in doTERRA. Maybe you've explored them all, and maybe there's just been sort of one health need that initially drew you in. But you'll start to learn as you kind of go through our lifestyle guide that there are, lots of different platforms, with the biggest focus, of course, being on nutrition and digestion. Movement and metabolism is big, rest and managing stress, reducing toxic exposure, informed self-care, and then having proactive medical care when it's needed, and not being a burden to that system because you've got the tools in your home. So whatever it was that sort of drew you in, that will probably be your biggest piece that you'll feel most passionate about, but know that you've got this entire sort of ladder to be able to lean on and teach as you start to sort of adapt this new wellness lifestyle. So there's a guide there that you can download as well. But the lifestyle of just kind of exploring the products really is your ticket to building a business. And that's what makes it affordable, is because you will start to find that as you, maybe focus on a bathroom, a kitchen, a personal care category, the laundry room in your home, there are all these opportunities to ditch out synthetic versions of things, maybe toxic heavy products as you're learning and as you go, that there is a swap that doTERRA offers. And when your products start to run out that you were previously buying, use your doTERRA store. Like, you as a customer, you have your own store. So it's about you swapping out those products and being willing to teach and share what that process looks like with people. So let's talk about the loyalty rewards program. So depending on how bananas crazy you were about your oils as soon as you became a customer, you may have jumped right on this opportunity to be able to start ordering some oils every month. I like to call this building out your toolkit, because oftentimes we start with a collection that, met our needs as we first became a customer, but we always had a wish list, right? We're like, oh, I can't wait to add Citrus Bliss. I can't wait to add Serenity and Balance. I still remember those being like the first 3 blends that I really, really wanted to add to my toolkit as a customer. So the loyalty rewards program is basically doTERRA's opportunity to reward you for being loyal to your oils and swapping out different categories of products in your home that you now have a healthier option for. So what the loyalty rewards program is, this is your opportunity to tap in and also share your oils. So Britt had mentioned placing a 100 PV order every month. So as you, as the customer, are shopping your own store and, swapping out products in your bathroom, your laundry room, your kitchen, buying the things that you would normally be spending elsewhere, and you are redirecting that spending to one website, your doTERRA shop, making it super, super simple. doTERRA is going to reward you with points and credits for doing that. But you doing that 100 PV order is all that's needed for you to share a link with somebody and have them shop from your store and become a customer through you. So with the loyalty program, really quickly, you can customize your order every month. You can pick your ship date. There are different levels and different rewards. For instance, you can earn a free oil every month if your order is 125 PV and you ship it before the 15th. So we won't dive too deep into that because we have a really awesome toolkit for you to learn more about it. But you being your own customer and shopping from your own store is really, that opens up the door for you to be able to do doTERRA as a business. So I'm sure you're very, very familiar with opening up your, your social media, whatever platform is the one that you like to log in and check every morning. And it is here, there, and everywhere of people sharing things, sharing links. I feel like I do the bulk of my online purchasing now with a simple click of a link that somebody shares in an Instagram story or a post. It's really, really simple now to be able to operate a business from your phone, no matter where you are. And so that's the cool part, again, about utilizing your doTERRA customer account. You can swap it over to become a wellness advocate. It's no charge to do that. It literally just opens up a few extra links for you on your doTERRA shop, which allows you to be able to enroll people as customers through you. It allows you to be able to create a shopping cart for somebody and send them a quick link. Lots of different opportunities. So don't underestimate the power of you being able to share your experiences with your oils as they're happening and directing people to click a link right through you. All right, so I want you to think really quickly here before I pass this back to Bex, but has there been a product that you have shared before? Is there something that you've been compensated for? Maybe it was, fill out a customer survey, get a discount. Maybe it was, you purchased something and then that company gave you a discount code. So this is kind of the way that business works right now. So I just want to get you to sort of jog your memory if this is something that you've actually done or you've been a part of before, and really that it's quite a simple concept now. And this is the way that people are shopping. And it's pretty cool that as a customer, you can utilize your customer account to offer that opportunity to others too. All right, Bex, over to you.
I love it. And yeah, I'm definitely one of those people, Susan, who clicks on a friend's link, and that's how I love to shop these days. But along that same thread of keeping things super simple, let's say now you've enlightened yourself, you know much more about sharing doTERRA, you're really keen on this idea of developing it as a business for yourself. We want you to really know that this is a true plug and play system. We have a full community class calendar. So if you want to take a moment and just scan that barcode, that's going to lead you directly to that calendar. You can pop those dates into however you like to track yourself. It just keeps things all in one nice, neat little spot for you. So this is, in a nutshell, this is how easy it is now to share oils with other people and get paid to do so. You're going to share oils the way we talked about all night. Naturally, just sharing your experiences and having a willingness to listen to what someone is looking for. You're going to invite people to our classes. So those are all listed on the community calendar. You then get to enroll the customer because they will always be referred back to you through those classes. And then once they've enrolled, the education continues for that person when you plug them into a lot of our other community events. So you do not have to be an expert. You do not have to know it all. In fact, you can be brand new yourself and still grow exponentially when you just share with other people. We have a couple of really cool things, one of which is our essential oils class. And this is going to run, this is like an intro class for somebody who's curious or maybe has started using the oils, but forgets what they learned if they went to an in-person class and they just want a little refresher. This class will run 3 times in 2023, and you can invite anyone you want to come to this. You can market it, and we provide you even with marketing tools to do that. We do the teaching, you earn the commissions. In fact, the scanning code, if you want to register for our next one and invite your friends, you can go ahead and do that now. And then in addition to the intro to essential oils classes. We teach them all kinds of things, like really get them onboarded. We show them how to use their doTERRA back office or their doTERRA store so that they know how to place their orders, so that they know how to earn free products. We all know because we've either been together tonight learning or we've had somebody who has helped us navigate personally, but we will take care of that for you should you wish us to. We also take them through the top 10 lifestyle tips for getting started with their oils and then how to get integrated into a 90-day system. Your customer will also be able to receive ongoing information through email, through a drip series that keeps them well informed, helps them understand more about the lifestyle, and really helps them slowly and sustainably adopt this as something that is really going to stick in their life. In addition to that, we also have a phenomenal new class. You guys, if you haven't heard all the rage, this is it. And we're offering 3 MetaPower Health classes in 2023. This is so good for all of us. We do the teaching. This is a metabolic health class. You invite people, same as the intro to oils class. We help your customer really fully understand so that they can get started with this brand new system. So again, the code is up there so that you can take that information in for yourself and just start inviting people. The first Monday in January is our very first class in 2023. So you can start talking about it now. Let's get people excited about it because we all know what happens in January. Everyone wants to start focusing on getting themselves in better shape or in a better mindset. This is the perfect class to introduce them to what's possible with this new product collection.
So good. Okay, I'm going to kick in and close this out, you guys. I just want to expand for a few minutes on the MetaPower integration into what we do as a team, because this is really new, fresh, totally unique. And so the classes that Bex was just talking about, the metabolic health classes, those are running the month before we run our very popular Meta 30 program, which basically guides you through 30 days of doing a metabolic makeover. And this is going to be a big deal for our community in 2023. So this is almost like an additional business we've launched within the business of doTERRA. If you are really into the idea of taking your health to the next level, this system of products will do that. And we've built a lot of cool things into this program that I want to just give you a peek at as you're thinking about this as a business opportunity. So like we've shared with a few of the other assets we have, like the oil classes, we have done all of the marketing for you. So we've created folders with images that you can share to market the classes and the program. We have an entire sampling strategy built out already for you. Everything is done. So sampling can be a very effective way to give people an experience before they commit to purchasing. And we have a very cool strategy around the MetaPower product line. And like I said at the beginning, 3 of you are going to win one of these sample packages. They're deluxe sample packages. So you're in for a treat with those. We also have a whole teaching folder. So I love how Colleen was sharing those images with you guys of bringing people into her home. And she's like next level with that. She's got this beautiful space and she has such a nice community in the Niagara area. But teaching classes in person is a really beautiful part of this business and one that I highly encourage you guys to think about. And I mean, all of us that have shifted more online over the last few years, this is something we're all looking at right now. How can we bring people together again and pass bottles around and share stories? And it's really how we built this business in year 1. And MetaPower also has a cool class aspect. So bringing your friends together, passing around some of the amazing collagen and learning. I promise you're going to learn things in this class that you've never learned before about your health. So this is an in-person opportunity, or we also have the virtual classes that we're teaching for you 3 times a year, but you might want to do those also in addition to what we're doing, right? And then the coolest part of this program from a business perspective is we have the entire social sharing strategy built out for you. 30 days of posting on social with a folder of images every day. And really the intention here is to guide you through sharing and documenting your journey when you're doing the Meta 30 program. bringing people on the journey with you, and then inviting them to learn more by attending our classes or to purchase their kit through you. So if I was to summarize your startup timeline, if you were just focusing on MetaPower, I know we have quite a few people on here tonight who just came through our program, and now they're looking at this as a sharing and earning opportunity. This is what that would look like real basically. And some of you might only focus on this. You might not even focus on essential oils for your whole first year. Of course, the essential oils are built into these products, but maybe that's something that you focus on later on, right? So what you would simply do is go through our Meta 30 program to elevate your own personal health. That is going to dial up your attraction in this business as people start to see these shifts happening in you, which they will. They'll be curious, they'll want to learn more. And so doing the program is really step one. But then when you plug into our collaborative model, and we have these MetaPower health classes running 3 times a year, you could sample the month before those classes run and then invite to those classes. We teach them and you enroll your customer that you invited with the MetaPower kit. And then you just add them to our program and they go through the program, and it's all just really built out nicely. And then after we run our Meta 30 program this year, 3 different times, we're going to have the oil classes and the onboarding sessions to help your customers further their education. So let us know if you have any questions about MetaPower, because again, this is brand new, super fresh. It's just a really exciting business. I helped more people get started last month in doTERRA with MetaPower than I ever did in my 10 years growing this business. And I think that's because there's obviously a real need for it in the marketplace. There's a lot of people looking at ways to heal right now on a deeper level, and to just really release the stagnation of the last 2 years. And this kit does that. And so there's a big draw to this right now. So we're going to close up the class. We've gone 15 minutes over, but all good stuff tonight. You guys, I hope you really can feel our hearts in this business and how we've each uniquely made this our own. That's something that I was really just feeling as each of the women were sharing their stories. So here's how to get started. Now there's 2 types of people on this call. Some of you are already customers on our team. And some of you are listening to this and you're not yet a customer in doTERRA. Okay, so if you are not yet on our team, you're not a customer, what you're going to want to do is just DM the person who invited you to this class, and they'll give you their enrolling ID. Now that's important because we want to make sure you're connected into our whole fit team. So once you have their ID number, scan the code you see on the screen, or they can give you the link and you can choose your kit, and just that's how it all begins. You can begin as a customer if you'd like. That's how a lot of us start, or you can jump right in as a wellness advocate and just plug right into our collaboration model. And then when you're ready to start earning commissions, let's say you have a friend or a family member that wants to purchase their first kit through you, you'll just want to have yourself set up on the monthly rewards orders. And that's the coolest thing. We've reiterated that a few times tonight. You're ordering products that are being used in your home and elevating your health, and that is your only business cost. There's not an additional, there's no other overhead, which makes this such an appealing model. Now, if you are already part of our community and you're a wholesale customer, all you have to do is hop into your doTERRA office, and there's a button you'll see that says upgrade to wellness advocate. This is free to do. You just click the button. And then you're ready to enroll your first customer. Again, you'd want to make sure that you're set up on the monthly orders of 100 PV or higher, and that sets you up to earn commissions. So you're ready to rock. So we are going to be offering our Launch Your Biz program in January. Like I said at the beginning of this session, we timed this BizOp class the month before we run our signature Launch Your Biz program. We will run this in January, starting, it starts, I believe it's, let me just double check the dates. We're starting January the 8th. Registration is going to be closing January the 5th. And we will run this if we have at least 20 customers from our team that register for launch. So be sure to go over there to holfit.com/launch your biz. And the person who invited you here, they can send you the link as well afterwards. But again, we only run this program live once a year, and it's 4 Sundays in a row with us. So we take you through the foundations of building your business. And we have it broken out into 4 different weeks of topics. And then after January, we release those to the team as recordings. Okay. Okay, we're going to close out. We're going to do some giveaways, but I want to leave this one slide up on the screen because I was going through the notes for today, and I wanted to end off here because here's the deal. There are a lot of companies popping up these days, and I'm happy to see that because I think we need to meet people where they're at right now, and there's a huge need in our world right now for people to become more self-sufficient. I think that's one thing you're really gathering out of tonight's session is, and not only that, you want to have multiple streams of income. So when you're looking at opportunities like what we've shared tonight, there's a lot of different things you can look at, but take a screenshot of this and just sit with this after tonight, because doTERRA is not only the largest network marketing company in this industry in the US, but it's also one of the most sought out companies to partner with in the health and wellness space. So you're going to see a lot of companies come and go, and you'll see a lot of companies that will say they do doTERRA, but different or better or cheaper or whatever. That's always going to be the way with a legacy brand like doTERRA. But I guarantee you one of these things will hit a point for you, maybe multiple things. So just really sit with that and think about what this could look like for you. All right, we're going to close out. I'm going to stop screen sharing and we're going to come into the Zoom room. Now would be the time to just pop any questions you have into the chat. And we're going to draw 3 winners for MetaPower sampler packs. So let me stop the share so I can see all of your faces. Come on with us, you guys. If you guys aren't naked, we'd love to see your face. I mean, you're welcome to be naked too. It's totally up to you, but I am on Instagram as well. Heads up. All right. So do we have any questions, you guys, that didn't get answered? I see a lot of comments and engagement points. What I'm going to do right now is look away and just grab 3 names from the comments. So if you were super engaged in the chat, you're probably going to win one of the meta packs. Okay, so let me scroll up. First name, Kira West. Yay, girl, are you still on? Let me see. Yes, you are. Okay. Now, it would be best if you let me give you an email address, all of you that are going to be winners, because some of you are not yet on our team, so we can't find your address to ship these to. So what I'd like you to do is send your mailing address to teamholfit@gmail.com. I just popped it into the chat there. Winner number 2, Rosalind Janak. Yay, Rosalind. And winner 3, Aaron Silva. Yay. Awesome. Congrats, you guys. So let me just pop up here. I see a few questions and then we'll close out. So I'm on Megan's team, but I'm not sure how to log in and get started. I know she's on vacation right now, so I was wondering if you could help me get logged in. Rosalind, we'd be happy to help you while Megan's away on the beach. Megan, you just don't stress yourself out at all. We will help your customer. Listen, just email us, teamholfit@gmail. We'll help you get logged in. It's easier than you think. Don't worry. Manuela said, what if you're already a wellness advocate on a team, but the person that enrolled me no longer does the business? I feel kind of lost on my own, trying to get some support and connected again. And I need to renew my membership, etc. So I believe, Manuel, you are on our team, right? So at some point you're going to find me, but there might be somebody who's even on this call tonight that is also in your upline on our team. Okay, so what you need to do is just go into your back office and click upline listing, and that will show you who you can reach out to get connected into our team resources and find what you're looking for. And that's the best part about this, guys. We're like this family tree. We all help each other out, so you're never alone. Oh, right on. Rosalind says she never wins anything, and tonight is your night, Rosalind. That's great. All right, I know we're getting late here, so we're gonna hop off, you guys, but we love being on with you. And I'm going to say by Friday, the recording will be sent through email to you if you registered. If not, we'll post it in our oil community group. And maybe you want to go back and watch some of the information because there were some deep dives on some of the content, but we'll share a few other links with you in the email that we send with the recording. So have a beautiful rest of your night. I'm sure some of you are going to be getting ready for bed. And we will see you soon. We hope to have you join us for Launch Your Biz. So hop over and register for that before you forget. And we'll see you soon. Okay, bye for now, guys.